Welcome to today's podcast. Our topic for today is one that's close to many hearts: relocating abroad. We'll be discussing the challenges you face when navigating that journey, overcoming external obstacles, and how this process can impact your emotional and mental well-being. So, to kick things off, when people think about relocating to a new country, they often see it as a chance for a fresh start. But from your experience, what are some of the unexpected challenges that people face when they first make that move?
Absolutely. It's easy to get excited about the opportunity to start over, but there are so many factors at play that can create tension. The first challenge people often encounter is housing. You don't really realize how stressful it is to find a safe, comfortable place to live in an unfamiliar environment until you're faced with it. Not knowing the local laws, the cost of living, or even which neighborhoods are considered safe, it can really start to weigh on you.
Yeah, I can imagine how overwhelming that would be. Housing is such a foundational thing. If you don't have a stable place to live, it must make everything else harder to deal with. So, how does that uncertainty about housing impact your mental health?
It creates a lot of anxiety and stress. Without that basic sense of stability, it's hard to focus on anything else. You're constantly thinking about where you'll be living, whether you'll be paying, whether you're breaking any local laws. All of this can lead to sleepless nights and elevated stress levels. It's amazing how much of an effect that can have on your overall health.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, let's talk about work. Many people relocate with the hope of finding better career opportunities, but the job market in a new country can be tough to navigate. What's that like for someone trying to start over professionally?
Of course, that's another huge hurdle. You're stepping into a new job market where your qualifications and previous experience may not necessarily be recognized or easily transferable. The pressure to secure a job in a new environment can feel intense. And if you're leaving behind a successful career back home, it can be especially difficult when things don't work out right away. There's a lot of pressure to succeed, and job uncertainty can quickly lead to feelings of inadequacy or failure.
Yeah, I imagine that would be tough. So we've got housing and work, two huge external pressures. But what about the emotional impact? Being far from home, away from your family and friends, it must really take a toll on someone's mental health. How do people deal with the loneliness and isolation that can come with being in a new country?
Exactly. The emotional toll is one of the hardest parts of relocation. When you're away from your family, um, you miss key life events, birthdays, holidays, all those important moments that keep you connected to home. The feeling of loneliness can amplify everything else, the uncertainty, the stress from work and housing. It can really fuel anxiety, sadness, and even a sense of identity loss. Trying to integrate into a new culture while still holding on to your roots is no easy task.
That sounds incredibly challenging. So, with all these pressures, housing, work, emotional strain, how does this all tie into the mental health struggles that can come with relocation?
Is a perfect storm for mental health struggles. Yeah, mounting stress and uncertainty can trigger feelings of depression, anxiety, and sometimes even identity crises. The emotional weight of it all can be overwhelming, especially if you don't have a strong support system in place.
Right. So, seeking support is key during this process. How can someone manage the emotional and mental toll of relocation?
Absolutely. Therapy, support groups, and simply building a community are crucial. Finding others who are going through similar experiences can make a huge difference. It's important to remember that you're not alone in this. Even something as simple as having a trusted friend to talk to or joining a group of people who understand your struggles can really help. Recognizing that these challenges are part of the process is the first step toward adapting and adjusting in a healthy way.
That's a great point. So, for anyone listening who is considering relocation, what would your advice be? Should they be mentally prepared for the challenges?
I would say absolutely. Be mentally prepared for the challenges because it's not just about overcoming the external obstacles, it's also about growing internally through those struggles. Relocation is not for everyone. If you're not ready to face the emotional and mental strain, or if your circumstances don't allow for a solid support system, then it might be wise to reconsider or wait until a better time. But for those who are ready to embrace the uncertainty and are really willing to work through the tough moments, relocation can be an incredibly rewarding experience.
That's really valuable advice. I think it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new adventure and totally forget the mental and emotional toll it can take. But, as you said, with the right mindset and support, it's possible to thrive abroad. To wrap things up, any final thoughts?
Just remember that life abroad is not just about the destination. It's about how you navigate the journey. Challenges will arise, but the real growth comes from learning how to handle them. Be patient with yourself and remember, it's completely okay to seek help along the way.
A perfect note to end on. Life abroad is definitely a journey of both external and internal growth. And thank you so much for sharing such valuable insights on this topic. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. We'd love to hear about your experiences with relocation, or if you face similar challenges, please do share them with us. Your feedback is so important and helps us create content that truly resonates with you. If you enjoyed this discussion and found it helpful, don't forget to share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel for more insightful conversations like this one. We've got another exciting episode coming your way soon, so stay tuned. Until next time, take care and keep navigating life with a positive mindset. Thanks for joining us.